Welcome to Mommy Issues, a podcast where an ex-reality TV star mom
and her reality TV loving daughter
bridge the gap between their generations through celeb news, all things Bravo,
and their own personal mommy issues.
I like that shirt. That's a great color on you.
Ay, bueno, gracias.
De nada. What's going on there? What are you doing?
Working on the frickin' book.
Oh, how's that going?
You know, I'm a procrastinator, unlike you.
No, I'm not. It's due. You have to turn it in at the end of the month.
No, it's due next Friday.
Okay.
Well, it was due 3 months ago.
You know, it's funny. It's kind of like there's an imminent writer's strike here that they assume is going to actually go for a super long time. It's going to happen May 1st, and they think it's like for sure going to happen. And all of my friends who are writers, which I randomly have a lot of friends who are writers, are so swamped because every studio, every production company is like, you need to get in this final script by May 1st because they're so scared that they're not going to have any content to create, which is crazy.
And when they go on strike, man, they go on strike.
Well, for the most part, like they don't last that long, but like the longest strike that ever happened was in 2008, and that was the birth of reality TV. So in a way, right. I'm like, go on strike, guys, because there's not a lot of work right now for unscripted. So I'm like, take a break, go to Costa Rica, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
And they think this one's going to be a long one because what they want is going to require a lot of like time to figure it out, which is like streamers don't pay writers royalties the way that they used to for network and cable TV. Like the Friends writers from like years ago are still getting checks in the mail for royalties.
Oh God, yeah, I know. I heard that.
Whereas like a writer who writes something for HBO Max or something is getting one royalty check, and it's a lump sum. It's a good amount of money, but if that show is on HBO Max for like 40 years and that person only got one check and they're the writer creator, it's not fair, you know? It's going to take a long time to like figure that out because a lot of these streamers don't release their ratings and the viewership and stuff. They're very hush hush about it. So
yeah.
Anyways, that's a little bit of inside Hollywood. Welcome to the show, guys. I am
welcome.
Beba, your host. I don't know what I'm doing. Honestly,
clearly
recording. This is a great time for me to record because it's.
Oh, well, I'm glad it's a great time for you. It's not the best time for me, but
is it really not? We can change it. Like you act as if I'm some sort of like dictator, and I'm flexible.
You're a dictator.
It's 9 a.m. Friday morning in Los Angeles.
9 a.m. on a Friday. But it's noon for me
in Miami.
So it's the middle of the day and it's inconvenient. And my daughter is such an ingrate.
Oh, wow. That was actually
really good, man.
Wow. So record another podcast, Anna. Record another podcast today. Okay, we're done. Anyways, what I was going to say is I'm very tired. I had like a full cup of coffee and I'm still very tired. Lola, let's get into highlights and lowlights. I'm going to go
okay.
first. And I'm going to start with my
I have none.
Of course. What else is new?
I had a big one last week. I'm not going to make things about me because apparently, and your sister told me that I did make things a lot about me, and so you know, she
said she had a hard time listening to the episode. Which, listen, I think that's probably.
I almost died.
Oh boy. Okay, you cannot say that this episode.
I'm not, but I'm just saying that's just my excuse for last week. Okay.
Highlights and lowlights. I'm starting with lowlights. I'm so tired because Lola is. I don't want to say sleep regression because I find it to be so stupid at this point. She's just going through phases, but she's going through a sleep regression. She is waking up.
You make this shit up, you know, like
I don't know what else to call it. She's waking up. She used to sleep through the night. We'd put her down at 7 o'clock and she would wake up at 7:30 a.m. And now she is going to sleep at 7 and waking up at 8. She's going back down. She's waking up at 10. Sometimes like not able to calm herself down, which usually if she wakes up, she'll like cry a little bit, put that tete back in her mouth and fall asleep. This is like, she's learned blood curdling screams. Like like crazy. So I can't handle it after a
Right, of
couple minutes.
course.
I
And
have to go in
I'm
there.
sorry that your child, human baby, is not behaving like a robot,
Okay.
like
I'm
what it
not
says in the books.
saying that she is a robot. I'm just saying like
No, you're just saying
it's
you
just
want her to
different.
be.
It's just been different. Okay.
Okay.
And last
Okay.
night at 4 a.m., she just started screaming and I was trying to calm her down. I gave her like this homeopathic, like teething gel thing that didn't work. So I thought she was whatever. I'm tired. Okay.
Okay. Well,
That's,
you don't give her any of the Cuban remedies I suggest.
you know, that one of the Cuban remedies that you suggest has like, wait, what's your Cuban remedy?
Oh, there's so many.
The whiskey on the teeth?
No, the whiskey is your Irish, the grandparents.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that, but whatever. That's my low light. My low light before this was this is a bigger discussion, but I think I'm done with alcohol for a little bit. Like
Oh,
I'm
wow,
taking
we're all gonna go on the wagon.
yeah, I'm just like I'm realizing that I don't think it's like I'm not enjoying it while it's happening. I'm not enjoying it while I feel a little buzz, and then I'm definitely not enjoying
Yeah.
it the next day, even if it's one glass of wine or
Maybe you
something.
inherited that from me because I just not
I
doesn't
cannot
work for me.
Yeah, I can't drink like I used to. And it's also just like, I think the biggest thing is like, obviously, I get hangovers that are like, they're insane. It doesn't even make sense, the hangovers that I get. But it's when I'm not enjoying it while it's happening, that's not that. Then it's
But
like, why
when
am I
did you
doing
do
this?
this again?
No, I didn't get drunk or anything. On Sunday night, I went to Harper's for a casual dinner with like Annie and Nicole, and I just like I had 2 glasses of wine and I was perfectly buzzed, like truly perfectly buzzed. And then I was like sitting there thinking, and I'm like, yeah, this like normally would feel good any other time in my life, and I'm like, now I just like feel like I have to drink a lot of water because I'm scared about the hangover tomorrow and I'm going to be sleepy and I'm like, I'm not going to sleep that well. I'm going to have weird dreams. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of over it. I'm over it. I'm
Wow.
the opposite of Marysol, the opposite.
It's so bad.
No,
even on
Girls Trip.
Ultimate Girls Trip.
Girls,
It's like it's her only thing. Like she
Girls
needs
Trip
to
is
come.
worse. Girls
Yeah,
Trip is
she
worse
needs
with
to
her
come up
alcohol.
with something. Yeah.
And then my highlight is we found childcare.
Oh,
Like
I thought you were gonna say you found Jesus.
basically the same thing.
Okay.
I start work early April, and we have been like looking high and low for a nanny, and it's very hard because all these nannies are like, yeah, I want like $5,000 a week, and
A
I'm like,
minute.
cool. I literally had a nanny that I interviewed and we loved her, and she was 30 an hour, and I got her down to like 27, and then met her, was great. And she's like, also, I want to work. Minimum is 40 hours a week. We don't need 40 hours a week. She's like, also, what healthcare benefits are you providing? I was like,
No,
none.
but
We're
she's
not
full of
a
shit. You know,
business.
this is the problem with LA. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no,
You know, that's not normal. That wouldn't happen here.
listen, it's also the cost of living here is insane. Like I understand you need to take care of yourself, and I like appreciated her hustle, but I was walking her out because I had to take my parking pass back. And while she was leaving, she's like, also, do you do raises? I was like, I haven't even hired you. Like you're asking for a raise?
She's a nightmare. I mean,
It was
that's
crazy. It
just
was crazy.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
Anyway, so we found a daycare that's a co-working space for parents. You can't just drop off your kid, which is like ideal for me because I don't want to drop off my kid anywhere. There's like a wall in between her and me. I'll be working.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love
it's
that. Kathy told me
great.
about it. That is an
And
amazing idea. And
it's walking distance from my house. It's where Time Cafe is. So I can like, it's super flexible. I asked them, I'm like, if I want to like check her out and go to lunch with my daughter, can I do that? They're like, absolutely. You can do whatever you want.
Of course.
Yeah. They're super, super flexible.
That's
I'm like
awesome.
very happy about it.
And it's going to be great for her to have the space to roam and,
and also to be around other kids. That's like our biggest
she's very
thing.
social though.
Yeah. She wants to be around other kids. It's crazy. So anyways, I'm
that
very,
highlight
very
and
happy
low
about
light?
that. Yeah. That was my highlight. And
Okay.
you don't have any?
No.
Okay. Let's just do Bravo bullshit. And then I actually have some questions from listeners. I was going to say from fans, but I don't think that
They're
that's the right
fans.
term.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Of course they're fans.
a lot of questions are for me, and that's going to upset you, but it's a dialogue.
It
I'm not like
doesn't.
Alexia. It's not only just my time to speak. We can talk about stuff. My answers, I'm sure you're going to
My
like.
show.
Dude, it's unreal. Okay,
It's
let's.
so bad.
Biggest news that has happened since we last spoke. The Vanderpump Rules mid-season trailer dropped. Where were you when you saw it? Where were you when it happened?
I really saw, I was behind the 8 ball, so I saw it after the fact, but I am so strangely interested in that whole
What do you mean
thing.
strangely? You're not.
Well,
It's not
because it's not my
strange.
age group. It's not my thing. And normally, I always ask you guys, well, I like it. Is it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so
You never were a Vanderpump person.
no, I
But
wasn't.
this took you.
Kathy was telling me the story of when we went to Sir, back when I had started Real Housewives, and Jack was like, welcome to the Bravo family. And he was still bartending.
They were all there. They were all working there.
I know. So I do think there's something wrong with Raquel,
Yeah.
like seriously wrong with her. I can't, this is just my observation as a new, I cannot stand Lala. I'm
I
offended.
can't either.
I'm offended by how just vulgar she is. You know what I mean? I don't need to know that she needs to get laid and that what the hell happened, and that it was just like she met a guy, she took, like, does that happen in the real world?
Yeah.
Okay,
it certainly
well,
does.
I don't know. I don't understand that. It's dangerous. It's disgusting. She's a beautiful girl. It takes away all her. And by the way, I'll throw an F-bomb, in every conversation, but it's almost that she's just so angry, and she's so,
she
I don't know.
I've turned on, I mean, not that I was like loved her, but like the way that, and I talked about this last week, like I have sympathy for Raquel. And I have sympathy for Raquel because of the way that Lala and Katie and that stupid bitch Kristen are treating Raquel as if they are superior in any way. It's like, you guys are all fucking losers. You really are.
Are they?
And yes, I cannot stand Katie. Like Katie, to me,
I know you told me that. I kind of like her.
This last episode where like Tom Schwartz, her ex-husband, is calling her like emotionally entitled, whatever. And I was like, absolutely spot on.
But he's also a little weasel.
No, he's a loser too. But he has a read on her because he's been with her for a long time. She's a miserable human being. I think
it was a mistake for her to divorce him. I don't know how easy it's going to be for her to. Right, he's terrible too.
He's awful. But hold on, I want to talk about the mid-season trailer. Okay.
Oh, the trailer. Okay.
I've watched it 500 times, and every time I get full body chills with like obviously the end of that trailer. Die. Do you want anything for you to die? It's so chilling, the delivery for you to die.
Yeah, and she doesn't cry or anything.
She's super stoic, which to me feels like she was most likely grieving the end of this relationship. Or
I think she had done all the crying already.
Yeah. And I think what we're going to see when all this Scandival stuff like really is on air, I think she's really going through it. But right now she's just like, she's not letting you see shit. And I appreciate that. I'm like, you're strong. It shook my whole world watching that trailer. I'm like, oh my God, we have a season. And then this episode was so good. It's only going to get better because you're watching for the red flags. Like you feel like Carmen Sandiego. That's not what I mean. What's Carmen Sandiego?
Dora the Explorer.
You feel like Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer. Dora.
Why do I follow you?
Also, Raquel. Okay, so let me explain my thing about Raquel. First of all, she was like, she posted on her notes app on her Instagram, like, yes, I will be there in person at the reunion. They filmed the reunion on Thursday, yesterday.
I know. Did you see those pictures of them sitting in front of the car and stuff?
Did I see it? it was chilling. I posted it on our Instagram story. It was truly chilling. I was looking at it and I'm like, these people, by the way, are going to be in a relationship because now that everything
Well,
is
they are
out,
in a relationship.
well,
They
I think they were taking a step back from it because they're like, this is all too much drama and too many people hate us. And I think now post VPR stuff, they're going to be like, what do we have to lose? You know,
no, at this point, nothing. But did you see the part where he was having like a little hissy fit with production outside? And then apparently Ariana wore like a revenge dress, and I haven't
know,
seen
I
it. Have
can't
you?
wait. No, they're not going to show it until
Oh,
like
because
we
Andy
approach
was
it.
next to her, but he
Yeah,
was,
that's what
you
he
know.
does. Andy's so good at like teasing
But you know,
what's to
Andy
come.
really enjoys these reunions
Mhm.
much more than he enjoys the Housewives. He is so over the Housewives.
Yeah, part 3 Miami reunion. Him going, okay, okay, okay.
No, he
okay.
just can't. He has zero
It's
patience
like
for it.
malfunctioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they're absolutely out of their minds. At least with this stuff, it's like cheating, people being like whatever. There's the narcissism like coming from everybody in the housewives world is like a little much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Okay, hold on. Let me just go through my show notes here for VPR. Did you see the long form TMZ interview that Raquel had?
No.
Like she absolutely staged it. She's like sitting outside some like outdoor strip mall, and TMZ is asking her for like 4 minutes, question after question after question. It was so weird. It was so
And that you
strange.
think that she knew the answers to like she knew that
Yes.
she got the questions ahead of time because she's not
I
very
think
quick on
she
her feet.
told that exactly. I think she told them these are the questions I'd like you to ask me, and then I'll give you like the exclusive answers, whatever. But Raquel is going through stuff. Raquel is like she's just really dumb. She's really just
dumb
like
and
dumb.
she's
And
very
I
young. And I mean, like even on the show, what she said that James said about her parents, that her mother is like this fat, ugly thing, and that her dad is miserable. Why
so
would you
awful.
repeat that? You know what I mean? How hurtful to your parents. Even
Yeah.
if she had just said, he said some hurtful things about my parents, and you know it was unacceptable, but to say your dad's a loser and he's miserable to be with your fat ugly mom, it's like, and she
Oh my
says
God.
this.
Yeah, I think she's just trying.
She actually said that she related to some other beauty queen that posted that she had discovered at this age, you know, in her mid-20s or whatever, that she was autistic, and that she goes, I can relate. So maybe she's on the spectrum.
I think, of course, she's autistic. Like, I think, no, I don't even mean it in
That's
a bad way. It's
terrible.
not a terrible thing. I think like it would add up the way that like if you had like a stomach issue for your whole life and you finally find out that you have like IBS
Yeah,
and
but
you
I don't
name
know
it, you're
that
like,
it's
oh, now
autism.
I'm
I
aware.
don't know. Maybe she just has. I mean, the other day it came out, they, you know, on CNN or MSN or whatever, there was a study done that from millennials to whatever it is now, IQ numbers have gone down drastically. You people are just dumber.
Okay.
And maybe she's just particularly dumb. Doesn't mean she's autistic. I know, see, the people who I know that are autistic, for the most part, are very smart.
Yeah, that's true. Or they
So,
have some sort of special skill.
right, exactly.
don't
What's her
know.
special skill?
Having sex with men who are not hers.
But you know, at the same time, when Lala was telling her, when she was, Lala kept, you know, giving her a hard time about the whole kissing with Schwartz thing, and she
Mhm.
said, "You had sex with my boyfriend," and she's like, "That was 6 years ago. It doesn't
No,
matter."
I just found out
And
about
so,
it.
right, and she didn't back down, and so I didn't think
appreciated
that was. I thought that was kind of smart the way that she did it.
That's why also Lala is such a hypocrite. Like to say, get over it, get over it. It's like, no,
But that's
what
Alexia.
Raquel is saying is right. She just found out about it. She's processing it right now. She was lied to she was going to marry the man. She was lied to the entire time. And two, she's calling you a mistress because, girl, you were a mistress. It doesn't matter if you were fooled. It doesn't matter. You had sex with another man's husband.
right,
You can't get mad at Raquel at this like level when you did the same exact thing. And that woman had kids. So to me, what Lala did was worse.
And honestly, is her thing, is like her virtue so important to her, because the other stuff she does on the show is awful. So
You know what it is? Lala became a mom and then now
that
feels
poor
like
child.
that poor child. I mean, that poor child whose name is Ocean. That poor child.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
she became a mom, and I think she became like, oh, I'm
Self-righteous.
gonna be viewed as like a softer Lala,
Yeah.
and she's also sober and all this stuff, just like me. I'm also sober. Um, so I don't know. I think she thinks that she can do and say more because she's like, oh, but I'm a mom. I've been through
Right.
this or whatever. I have a kid. It's like that doesn't mean
Right.
anything. Um, and then the last thing I want to say with Vanderpump from this last episode, James Kennedy going to the tarot card reader with his girlfriend and like
He's
petting her.
and constantly like, what is that?
It is so telling to me of like how he sees
It's
his
an
relationship
I
of
think
like,
it's an
she's my
overcompensation.
doll. She's my doll. This is my little thing. I think he's really damaged from like his relationship with his mom. I think he grew up and his mom was like a crazy alcoholic. I think the same with his dad. And when he's with his mom on the show, you see like it's hard to watch. And I think a lot of his relationships stem from like that stuff. And obviously he's not doing the work to figure that out because he just keeps getting into these relationships of like a submissive woman who he pets and is like, you're my doll, you're my doll. And then, cheats on them with Lala. I
And
heard somebody say, I don't remember where I heard this, but somebody said, I think Lala and James Kennedy are endgame. Like they're going to end up together and they're going to be together forever. And I was like, honestly,
forever? Do you think
they're
they're
both,
each other's back burners?
they're so psychotic. And like,
I don't know, because James skews gay to me so much more than Tom Schwartz. I mean, than Tom Sandoval.
Sandoval. Yeah.
I don't see.
don't
I
know.
just see Sandoval thinking that he's Harry Styles, and you, sir,
He
are no Harry Styles.
wishes. Oh my God.
I know,
It's
but
like,
that's
could
what
it
I'm
be farther from
saying.
the truth? Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into the final Miami reunion, part 3. I'm so glad it's over, to be honest.
I'm glad it's over too. I'm
What
glad it's
did
over, and
you-
it was really hard to have to then watch the other thing.
the girls trip.
Yeah,
That's how I felt too.
Did you only watch one episode of Girls Trip?
Mommy,
No, you didn't.
I watched all 3.
Okay, well, you're a champ.
I do the work.
You do the work. Because in the first episode, just they were like really quiet, because they were intimidated because they're such fans,
Yeah.
and that was okay. I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But
no,
then I saw, it got they became who they are. So yeah, the reunion.
Let's just start with Alexia calling Anthony Antonia. Because
Antonia,
he's such a
but it's
little
just-
bitch. Like what?
Right. She is, first of all, she doesn't understand feminism because she talks about being a feminist. I don't even know, that I
She is
hate
not
that
a
term. I hate
feminist.
the word feminist as much as I hate the word foodie, and I actually don't consider myself a feminist. So there you go. And then she
not something
tells,
to be super proud of, but
no,
okay, go off.
because the term has been misused over and over, and it
So you can
holds no
just
meaning
say-
anymore.
Okay,
I
whatever.
yes,
Live your life. Do whatever you want.
yeah. You know what, Beba? Yes, I am not a feminist. I'm not a
Mother of
feminist.
2
I'm not a
daughters is
feminist.
not a
I am not a
feminist.
feminist. No,
Breaking
not
news.
not today's
Boomer,
definition
not
of
a
that.
feminist.
Yeah,
Shocking.
I am not a boomer. I am almost a boomer.
Okay. Round
okay.
up.
No, we're not rounding up. We're
rounding up.
down. Okay. Listen, and what was I saying about that? And then she confuses that with LGBT, and then she thinks that
LGBT.
LGBTQ plus LMNOP,
Don't do that.
whatever many. No, but she talks about that, like telling this girl that she's more feminist and more. These things are
Woke.
not related, and so that Antonia, first of all, that came from Todd. That's Todd who said that. He's a chick. He's a whatever. It's so ridiculous and so
It's stupid.
it's so misogynistic,
It
really,
is,
when you
but
think about it.
And that's the thing. And the way that she said it, thinking that it's really going to land, I think this is like the mentality of like a woman who is born and raised in Miami, who has never left, who genuinely believes like this is going to land, because in her circle, they'd be like, oh my God,
yeah,
¿qué? Like how?
eso es cosa de mujeres. Like,
Yeah.
that is offensive.
But like in a normal world that we live in, it's like, you can't, that's not even funny. It's
It's not
beyond,
funny.
beyond like, it's not even a good thing to say
It's
about
nothing.
somebody.
Yeah. Those were
It's
her
so
comebacks, and
stupid.
they were just terrible. And then the other thing is that every time Marisol tried to speak, everything she said was overlooked, and it was just, it's happened to her so much. She doesn't have a command ever of the
Yeah.
room, ever. And so she has all these little things that she wants to say, and they just go by
You don't land.
unnoticed.
But right. And that's just like, I think that's the reason why she is a friend of. Like, nobody really cares that much about what's going on with Marisol, because unfortunately, and I don't even mean this in a mean way, there's not much going on with Marisol other than the
Well,
fact that her drinking thing, it's if she's not sipping from a straw or from a cup or pouring
no,
something,
that's it. That's
whatever,
all she.
people
It is her
don't.
personality. Yeah.
Right. People don't really want to know about her. And honestly, people are concerned for her. So now it's like, you know what? It's
either people
depressing
are
to watch
tired
you.
or are
Right.
tired of the nonsense. Okay, prediction. Here's my prediction.
We got a prediction.
Okay, prediction. I think that there will be a falling out between Marisol and Alexia. I believe that Marisol will be there this season, but she's not going to have as prominent a role as she's had. I think that we've seen Alexia. I don't think they'll want to get rid of Alexia. I think Alexia still has a little life in her, and as bad a season as she's had, I think that without the henchmen, of Marisol, she is definitely better. And these two women want that so bad, and Alexia will be like, sorry, girl, you're bringing me down.
Well, that's
and
funny.
She is going to film a lot less with Marisol.
I think
she
you're
will
right.
not be in all the scenes.
So,
and they are going to, by next season, there may not be a Marisol.
Like she's gonna die.
Yeah. No, well, she'll probably kill herself, but I don't think that she'll be on the show. I also think that the only thing that concerns me is, what is Bravo going to do about the fact that the son is so problematic? Remember, all this was filmed before we knew that on top of being a wife beater and a whatever and all that he's also a racist. And now we know that Alexia lied about the husband being in jail for a drug charge when he in fact is a registered sex offender. And not because he confused some 12 to 15 years old.
That's disgusting.
Lewd and lascivious. And so does Bravo want to be associated? That's her biggest hurdle.
No, I think you're right. I think it's and it's such a shame because obviously Alexia and Marisol, all the women, but mostly the OGs want this so badly. Like, there was a thing in Ultimate Girls Trip in one of the episodes, one of the 3 that I watched. I honestly felt like I was going crazy, but Alexia was talking in a group and saying we made history. We were the girls who were on TV. We've been here longest. We made history. We were off the air for 8 years and then we came back. And then everybody was like, what? You didn't make history. What are you talking about? It's so delusional.
She's delusional. Yeah, she's delusional.
She's very delusional. And she was doing the same thing that she was doing during the reunion of this is my package. I'm going to talk on Girls Trip. Each of them have I'm hosting a lunch, I'm hosting a dinner, I'm hosting whatever. Alexia,
what did she host?
She hosted a yacht party that was a mess. Everybody got into a fight.
No doubt she called it a yacht.
Yeah, I mean, it was a yacht. It was actually really nice. But
no one that owns a yacht calls it a yacht. They call it a boat.
Okay, well,
I don't know anybody that calls it. I've had this conversation before with her. And Loretta.
She had a boat party, whatever. She was explaining stuff of okay, we're gonna do this, and everybody was talking, whatever. She's like, everybody be quiet. This is my thing. This is my thing. She is really, she doesn't understand that other people can also command the room. All of these women are alpha. If you're not speaking louder, faster, and getting to the point quicker,
and the thing
you're gonna get lost in the sauce.
And girl. The women who she's on the show with, They're lucky that they got along with Portia, because apparently I know they got along with Portia because they went to her wedding. So I guess Marysol must have crawled up her ass at some point and became super good friends with her. And I do like Portia. I get why Gotti loves
Portia is so funny. I also love Leah on the show. Like, it's also it is a great cast. I really do not want Alexia and Marysol on my screen anymore for a little while. Like, I do love Miami. I need a break, and I don't want them involved. Like, it just is annoying. But fuck, I was gonna say something. Oh, on the first episode of Ultimate Girls Trip, you saw like the beginning of like Marysol being like, my stomach hurts, it feels whatever. She ends up having an ulcer. She has an ulcer. And she
of course
won't stop drinking. She's like, my stomach hurts. I'm gonna go make myself a coffee.
Screwdrivers for breakfast.
You are literally, you have an ulcer. Like, what are you doing? You're gonna die. You're gonna die.
The thing is that she's trying to create a business from this, and
at what cost?
But it's not that. It's the equivalent. It's if I would be here like chugging a bottle of Skinny Latina like barbecue sauce,
I would rather
at all times
do that than a screwdriver.
Rubbing it on you know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't have to be every time you talk. You have to be about that.
Yeah.
She has nothing else. It's really concerning too. And then it's almost a concern for Bravo, because again, there's liability here.
Absolutely.
If that woman like drops dead, and it's like to some extent, have you been encouraging this by giving her a platform? I don't know.
Speaking of enabling alcoholics, Heather in that first episode, like coming to Leah and being like, I want to support you in your sobriety, and then 2 seconds later being like,
get her drunk.
That is so inappropriate.
Well, because
that is so inappropriate.
To me, this is the issue with those kinds of illnesses, when people don't understand that if you are addicted to, I don't know, OxyContin, or you're an alcoholic, or you have mental health issues, they don't consider it an illness like cancer or something else, and it is. It could kill you, and it could. It's serious. Too. It's serious, and they think it's a joke.
Well, Heather was talking about in one of the later episodes, like, I'm sorry that I said that, but I know alcoholics that I still funnel drinks to. You're like, you do what? Like, you are a bad fucking friend. Like, I'm sorry.
She's
that
messy,
is
though.
Disgusting. Like, it really irked me. Though Heather is a different. I'm seeing her in a completely different light. Her like talking about, oh, Portia has 7 million followers. That's so many followers. Like, I want that. Like, she is like a fame hungry monster, and it's coming out. And like, I think her biggest downfall was when Rihanna DM'd her and was like, I love you. And then she was like, whoop, head exploded. Oh yeah,
it went to,
It really went to her head.
Isn't that the downfall of almost everyone?
Yes.
On those shows?
Some people are able to kind of like keep their head
above water. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Feet on the ground. Like, I'm still here. I'm still whatever. It's so stupid. But me and Gotti did a bitch sesh live yesterday. Like, they had a live show, and Joel Kim Booster from Fire Island was on there and did like a read on all of the Miami housewives. He's obsessed with Miami. And he said the same thing that you're saying. He goes, Marysol will turn on Alexia. It's starting.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
starting.
But I think it's that Alexia will turn on Marysol, because Alexia is very like, this is my last chance. This is my chance to be famous. And now I am looking bad because of you, because she doesn't take responsibility. And, just that little thing that people said, that she was so much better during the Bahamas trip when she wasn't around. She's going to hang on to that, because she can never be wrong. She's never been wrong.
Can't be wrong. She can't be wrong.
She'll say like, it wasn't me, it's Marysol that's making me look bad. So I'm going to separate myself from Marysol.
Yeah.
And Marysol at the reunion, it's like, I love my job so much. And I'm like, what job?
Oh my God, the job.
She's talking about
being a housewife, a friend of a housewife.
That's her job. I enjoy my job so much. It's like, basically that was a cry for help. It's like, please don't fire me.
Please don't.
That's
I love our
job.
I love our job.
I love our
pretty
job.
dark.
I love it.
Pretty dark.
It really is. I mean, I'm just thinking, are we ever going to be in a place in life where little girls will be like, I want to be this, I want to be an astronaut, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a real housewife? Like, is that going to
I
happen?
think so. Look at people now. I want to be on The Bachelor because I want a social media following. I want to be paid to whatever,
Right.
you
But
know?
Be on The Bachelor is different. I mean, I've never watched The Bachelor, but
It's
uh
not good.
Housewife is worse, I think.
I think, yeah, it's a different level.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this Ultimate Girls Trip Thailand goes. Also, side note, and this might sound bad, but you couldn't pay me to go to Thailand because of the bugs. Every 5
Same
seconds.
thing. I was going to text you and text Kathy. There was a roach situation too.
By the way,
no,
you're not allowed to say that word on the podcast. We don't talk about those bugs.
Okay.
But they're showing close up of these bugs, and I'm like, oh, this is like an anti-tourism video. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to Thailand.
No, me neither.
And that's that they're like in a really nice part and like gorgeous, like
because everything's very open and all that, and it's gross.
Beautiful.
And by the way, then what's happening in the kitchen? You know what I mean?
Oh my God, mommy. I have.
Well, I'm saying,
I got the heebie-jeebies. I can't even.
The other thing I wanted to ask you, what did you think of Adriana's letter?
Sincerely, Marysol's liver.
I thought it was funny.
I thought it was funny too, but it was
I think that the reaction
big,
was
like,
I know, but it's because I think he was tired already, and I think people overreacted to it. It was meant to be funny.
I know, but I understood, like, they were trying to get to a place of like resolve at least, and it was like,
right, it was a long time.
But she's like, Adriana, again, I'll say this, like, I don't think she should come back. I don't think she's got anything for us as a viewer to like latch on to, and she doesn't understand social cues. Like, that was not the time to do that. And honestly, if you had it written, if you had paid somebody to write it and it wasn't the right time,
I don't think that
then you keep it in your back pocket, like,
but
just don't.
What was really clear is that she did not run it by her friends on the show.
Yeah,
because I think they would have told her, don't do it,
it was embarrassing. But yeah, I love Sincerely Marisol's liver.
Yeah, chopped.
Gonna be the title of the episode.
Chopped liver, right?
Yeah, that was good. Like, in retrospect, when it's written by the liver and then you read it back, you're like, that's funny, but just post it on Instagram, move on. Okay, let's do some questions. You ready?
Yeah.
Everyone always asks this question. I feel like I answer every time. If Beva is a nickname, what's your government name? Which feels like somebody's trying to like take my credit card info. And then what's Lola's nickname? My government name is Katrina. It still is. And Lola's nickname,
Katrina Alexandra.
No, Alexandra's out.
Oh, you dropped it. You changed it.
I mean,
Alexandra, whatever.
I changed my last name.
Okay.
What?
Whatever.
Alexandra means nothing, even though Alexandra did try to get people to call me Alex in middle school. And I think Gandhi tried to have people call her Victoria. Middle names
are so weird.
Anyways, Lola's nickname, we call her Lo. And then I also call her Cookie because I love a cookie. And she's like my cookie.
Okay.
Okay. Somebody asked, how does Anna like being a grandma?
I mean,
oh, I can't hear you.
I mean, obsessed.
You know that I can't hear you?
Really? You're lying. It's you.
No, I don't know why my fucking thing
it's
does
you.
that.
It's not me.
I have to stop cursing. Just
I'm
so
obsessed.
You know,
it's my favorite thing in the world.
Okay. Of course. Is it better than being a mom?
Yes. The only thing is that she's so far away, that's the only problem. And that's hard.
You are going to be freaked out when you see her. Like, she is a toddler now. She's big.
No, I saw in a video the other day and I was like, Jesus Christ, that kid is like going to be.
Maybe she's tall. She's very tall. Gigantism. Who out of Housewives of Miami does Anna get along with, and who does she have beef with? I mean, if you've listened to this podcast, I feel like you know the beef one.
Beef only with Alexia and Marysol.
And then who do you get along with?
I don't know her, so.
Right.
I get along with Adriana. I don't know some of them. I get along with Nicole. Lisa, I didn't think I had such a problem with. But
yeah, but it seemed like she didn't want to actually.
Well, no,
someone
It's
had posted
worse than
that in a
that.
comment of like, when Andy asked, does anybody see Anna? And she was
Oh,
like,
no.
no, and thank God. Like, why did Lisa say
Right.
no, thank God? For what?
Right. No, but it's worse than that. Let me see
What
if
do
I
you
can
mean?
find this. Oh my God. I
Is she, like,
found a
messaging?
tweet. No, I found, and I didn't find it. Somebody posted a tweet from
When you were on?
actually October 8th,
Oh.
2013.
Not my birthday.
Yeah. And it's from Lisa Hochstein, and it says, Anna Cooks, you wretched swine of a woman, failed as an attorney, failed as a wife, and you failed as a reality star, and you can hardly cook.
Okay, so I
So
remember.
I guess I don't get along with
No, I remember this because remember,
I don't remember that.
I think I'm just like really protective when people like come for you. And I had Twitter at the time. I don't anymore. So don't try to follow me, girlies. I had Twitter at the time and I saw that tweet and
You went crazy on her?
I didn't go crazy. I said something really stupid. I just said like, I'm gonna kill you or something.
I'm
And
gonna
then
kill
she,
you. I hope you
and,
die.
and then she messaged me or
Are
like
you
tweeted,
threatening me?
yeah, saying, oh, a threat or whatever. And then I have to like delete it. And I was like, whoops, I don't know really what
I
I'm
mean, and then they
doing.
also posted a thing where she said, because I can read between the lines. I'm like, well, at least you can read. I'm happy. And
Also,
so, you know, that was her hang up with me.
Also, let's just be clear. Failed as a lawyer, not true. You decided to pivot in your career at the ripe age of like 45, which nobody does.
Right.
And you're successful in your new career. And you can also still fucking practice law if you wanted to. I have to stop cursing.
And she says, I can hardly cook.
You can hardly cook. And also failed wife. Look in the mirror.
I know.
Honey.
But it's
Like,
just saying it's 10
please.
years later. So
Yeah,
much
give me a
she
break.
didn't know.
That really
yeah.
bothers me, but I think that's why I've always had like a thing with Lisa where like I don't care for her. I don't really have I do have sympathy for her, but I'm also like, you're a loser. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like always have been, always will be. Moving on.
Oh, and then, you know, obviously I'm friends with Joanna and Leah and
Yeah, people
Karen.
from
Hmm.
How was postpartum for Beva? Postpartum was I feel very lucky with every part of my pregnancy, labor, postpartum. It was hard. It wasn't easy. I had like, you know, I thought I had postpartum depression, but it was baby blues. So apparently, like the first 6 weeks of postpartum, your hormones are all crazy. And that's baby blues. If you go past the 6 weeks of like feeling down, then that's postpartum depression. So after like 6, 7 weeks, I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel more like myself. So it was like textbook postpartum for me. Like it really wasn't
Right.
terrible, which I feel very lucky about. Also, I read like recently this article that my friend sent me, Marie, about postpartum psychosis. Oof, it's really bad. Like the women who are just like want to kill their babies and stuff, and it's because like we don't have
No,
again.
you haven't wanted to kill your baby? That's a relief.
No, I had thoughts. I had
Of
like
killing your baby?
not killing. There's like a feeling of like you're in total control of this being in your arms, and that's like a very scary, like powerful place to be in. And when you are sleep deprived and like it was just like I had, of course, and I think not a lot of women would admit that, but yeah, I had a thought and I was like, I could like literally just drop this child, and that's scary. But other than that, it was great.
I had horrible postpartum depression because I thought you were so ugly. You were really ugly when you were born. You're pretty now, but you were
I
ugly.
can't
And
deny
so that
that
gave me
I was ugly.
and so you didn't have that excuse.
Okay, moving on, you bitch.
By the way, I'm supposed to call into Jeff's show after 12:45 because it's his birthday to sing Las Mañanitas to him with some mariachis.
Wow,
We can do that while I'm on the show
I
because
really
it's already
feel like
12:47.
no, nobody wants that. Okay, then let's go through this quick. Beva, how do you juggle being a mom and working? I don't because I haven't started work again.
We're going to see what that's like. You're going to be a joy.
I'm so scared. I'm so
You're
scared.
going to have
I'm so
so
scared.
many lowlights.
I'm going to cancel the podcast.
Yeah, you'll cancel the podcast, or the entire show will be 15 minutes of your lowlights, and then see,
By the way,
quiz.
I have no qualms about like getting to set day one and then being like, never mind, I quit. Like, might do that.
You're
Don't
not going to
care.
do that. You're not going to do that. You're too responsible.
Parenting styles differ from when your mom raised you and how you're raising Lola. A lot of different things happening over here.
Really? But do you do
Not
things like this?
really.
Not really. I'm such a good mother.
Yeah, but how soon did you go back to work?
4
Pretty
days.
soon. Okay. See,
I
that's
was-
different.
That's different, but I took you
8
with
months with
me.
Lola.
No. I was breastfeeding you and drafting contracts in
Right.
my office.
I'm breastfeeding and playing and being super engaged with this
that's
child.
the difference.
It is a difference.
Right.
And that's like, I'm so lucky to be able to do
You're so
that.
lucky to be able to do that. You really are.
If I never had to work again, I would be happy. Just hang out with Lola and raise her myself, Yeah. Never get a nanny. Somebody asked what style panties you wear, and the answer is we're not answering this question. Also, because we answered it before.
Thank you.
I think the last time we did this question, like somebody asked,
and who asked that question?
I don't know. People are gross. People are gross. It's God's. This is the handle, God's servant 64, which is upsetting. Please see yourself out, God's servant.
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
boomer.
A celeb that you want to bone but would be embarrassed to tell anyone about. That's a really good one.
Embarrassed to be Mark Ruffalo.
You know who mine is?
Who?
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, ew.
You see, embarrassing for other people, but I love him. And he's my guy. He's he's super religious. I don't know what the hell that's about, but like, I love him. Beva, what's the biggest lesson you've learned about yourself and your partnership with JL? I don't know. The biggest lesson
Patience.
that I've learned about myself. I've always been super patient, and I've realized like how valuable my patience is. Like, it's one of my strongest qualities.
Well, basically you learn that you can mother an adult man and a child.
No, well, yeah, I guess a little bit. And my partnership with JL, just that we're really teammates. We really are.
You are. Yeah.
And that's like I always want Lola to feel like, oh, mom and dad are a team. I want Lola to be older and be like, oh, the standards are so high to find a partner because mom and dad love each other so much. That's what I want.
Right. Right.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Childhood traumas. When Anna mentioned that she almost died, she jokingly said that she thought of Gothi first because you have your own way of showing love. Would love to hear more about this since the pod is about mommy issues after all.
Well, that's going to be too long.
I know, that's a whole episode.
That's a whole episode, but we'll answer that next time.
Yeah,
put a pin in that.
I'll put this for next episode. We'll start with it at the top. We'll start childhood traumas and then work ourselves down to celeb news.
Right.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of it. You gotta go anyways, right?
Yeah. Do you want to do eating, drinking?
Oh, yes. Let's do quickly. What are you reading, eating, watching?
I started reading Bad Mormon because Gothi told me that it was good.
Oh,
yeah.
Is it good?
I mean, I just started yesterday, so
Okay.
it's okay. Yeah. Eating, I don't know. I'm just seriously, I eat cottage cheese and smoothies lately.
Okay. So
just because I've had that after that
Paltrow.
happened. No, because after that happened, like I have this kind of thing where I throw up. And then watching Daisy Jones and the Six.
Oh,
Greatest show ever. And
I'm
then
so
Succession
upset.
starts on Sunday, so I'm super excited by the time
I
this
love it.
airs. Yeah. And you? I have 8 minutes. Hurry.
Okay, reading a terrible book called The Unhoneymooners. I just needed something to kind of get back into the swing of things. It's like an absolute beach read. Terrible, but it's fun. Watching Daisy Jones and the Six, that was mine. I'm obsessed. I can't stop listening to the soundtrack and eating a lot of candy. A lot of
Oh.
Sour Patch, a lot of sour strips, a lot of sour things. Like, I don't know.
Mm.
I'm just kind of like,
Well, because you're not breastfeeding anymore. Now you're like, it's a free for all.
exactly. It's
Sure, you
great.
don't want to stay on the phone as I sing this beautiful song.
No.
Okay.
But thank you so much, guys. Thank you for listening. Follow us on Instagram at Mommy Issues of Pod. Follow me on Instagram at Beba_Rod. Follow my mom at Anna Cooks QOOKS. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Leave a comment. Leave a rating on our Apple Podcast thing. Like, do all of the things.
Do all those things, please, because
It
you know,
helps. Do you hear my child
it helps
screaming?
a lot. And go and ask Jamie Lee to be on her podcast.
Okay, I'm gonna bring Lola out 1 second.
Oh, perfect. Gina, bring that because I'm calling.
Do you want to say hi to your grandma?
Hi. Hi. Look. Hi, you're so cute. Oh my God. What is that, Tete?
That's her
That's a
tete
new one.
for her sleep, so she can find it in the middle of the night.
What does she
Why
have
does
on
she
her
look
shirt?
so cute?
Aww.
Yeah. You want to say hi? Go like this.
Go like this.
Say hi. She's not gonna do it. She's not a performer, as I've told you before.
Well, she just woke up. Okay.
Okay,
Bye.
love you. Bye,
Love you.
guys.
Bye.